Hey guys, welcome back to another live adventure. Today I'm out here in Falls Park in Post Falls. I am checking out some stuff here because there's a couple cool historical pieces here in the park. So let me show you exactly where I am here. I'm on the side of this little overlook checking out a cool feature here. So let's take a look at it, guys. So here is the Spokane River here. And you can see the river. And down below us, there's water washing off the rocks here into the river. It looks like they've got like a little discharge spot set up here. And it's like right by these old penstocks over yonder. But this location is pretty neat too, and they have a little board that tells you about it. Hi Kelly, how's it going? And this is the cable mill where the cable mill power plant used to be, which was right up here. And it says in 1889, H.W. Dart built a small hydro power plant here. It used water diverted through the pond and the control gate to our left here, which is that guy over there. See it kind of in the trees? We'll get a little closer look at it here. The natural fall of the water from the level of the head gate turned a 200 horsepower generator down next to the river. The plant provided power to the cable roller mill, which was located about 500 feet east of here. There's a picture of it here. Yeah, this is it is this place is going under construction too, but this is probably the most beautiful part of it. You guys will see when I walk back this way, there's a fence down yonder. There used to be a nice pond here. It looks like they're draining it to try to do some rehab work to it. But this is really cool. As you can see, that's exactly how this used to look here. This is Idaho, Post Falls, Idaho. So we can walk this direction. I don't have my gimbal, so I apologize for the shaky cam action that's probably going to happen. I have it with me, but it was completely dead, so I couldn't use it today. And here's what the sign was talking about, the headstock. These, I'm not sure if these actually still work or not, but there's one at the beginning of the park entrance to come in here that they restored to like the way it used to look back in the 1880s. But this has got like a fire hydrant pump there, pumping water over the top of this. You see, there is water going out here. You see the water moving. Looks like a snake. Snake. But yeah, you see, it looks like they kind of like carved out this little canyon here to drop it right into the river, which is kind of neat. Look at all these cool rocks too. There's a couple really neat spots here. This is also where the Post Falls Dam is, which is also got some cool history on it. This tells you about the rocks here. The geologic history of the Falls Park area is long and complex. The major geological events which affect today's appearance of the park spanned more than 1,500 million years. These rocks tell a story of deep burial, intense heat and pressure, upheaval, erosion, glacial movement, and glacial flooding. These are some of the oldest rocks in Idaho. The rocks began as soft sediments in an ocean basin. They were deeply buried under other sediments. Several periods of intense heat and pressure changed the sediments into harder and harder stone known as bedrock. This area's bedrock is made up of Precambrian metamorphic rock, specifically gneiss, schist, and granite. And if you're interested in rocks, there is a guy here on YouTube. He's like a professor. I've seen a couple of his videos. I forget what his name is, but he talks a lot about the rock around in the area here in the Northwest. Specifically, he's done quite a few videos on Washington. So at the finishing this, the Purcell Trench Lobe in northern Idaho blocked the drainage of the ancestral Clark Fork River and created Lake Missoula. This great ice age lake was held in check by ice dams in the lower Clark Fork Canyon. As the lake filled, the ice dams would float upward and allow a torrent of floodwater to escape to the west. One of the flood routes was through this valley, with water about 1,000 feet deep in this area. The power of these repeated floods scoured away the softer rock and exposed the bedrock that controlled the level of the original Lake Coeur d'Alene and created the falls that attracted Frederick Post to settle here. So as you can see on the sign, it says it's in addition to the natural features, it's created unique recreational opportunities for world-class rock climbing at the Quemlin Park, which is it's like this ways from where we are. It's across the river. But anyways, walking back towards this direction here, this is where they had a little pond here, and it looks like they are doing some rehab work on the whole entire thing. But they have another sign here we can take a look at. Talks about hydroelectric power, and specifically the Post Falls Hydroelectric Development, which is located in northern Idaho, 9 miles downstream of Coeur d'Alene Lake. It was constructed where the Spokane River branches into 3 separate channels. The development includes a dam in each channel. Besides producing electricity, the development affects water levels in the Lake Coeur d'Alene and parts of the Coeur d'Alene, St. Joe, and St. Mary's rivers during the summer season. The Middle Channel Dam includes the powerhouse, which contains 6 generating units. 5 were operational by 1908, and the 6th one was added in 1980. Hydroelectric power and how it works here. Hydroelectric and coal-fired man, having a little trouble reading the words here. Hydroelectric and coal-fired power plants produce electricity in a similar way. In both cases, a power source is used to turn a propeller-like piece called a turbine, which then turns a metal shaft in an electric generator, which is the motor that produces electricity. A coal-fired power plant uses steam to turn the turbine blades, whereas a hydroelectric plant uses the falling water to turn the turbine. The results are the same. Hydroelectricity is a clean, renewable source of electricity that does not result in air pollution, chemical runoff, or toxic waste, and therefore is beneficial to the environment. However, the construction of dams to provide hydroelectricity can affect the ecology of the area So careful planning and licensing of hydroelectric dams are required to minimize such impacts. A hydraulic turbine converts the energy of flowing water into mechanical energy. Water flows through large pipes and inside a dam and turns a large wheel called a turbine. The turbine turns a shaft which rotates a series of magnets past the copper coils and a generator to produce electricity. This converts the energy of the flowing water into mechanical energy to drive the generator. The city of Post Falls operates 2 public parks surrounding the hydroelectric development. Both parks were cooperatively developed, primarily with a Vista leased land. Adjacent to the North Channel Dam lies Falls Park. Adjoining the South Channel is Keumlim Park, which contains a swimming beach, boat launch, barbecue pits, picnic shelters, horseshoe pits, volleyball courts, a 40-acre trail system with rock climbing, and 2 covered shelters, a large covered grand pavilion, and an enclosed trailhead pavilion. And whenever I'm over here, I like to go get food and go to Keumlim Park across the river here. It's a nice place to sit and eat food. It's a cool place. This is equally as cool. Of course, it'll probably be cooler when they get this completely redone again. That tells you about the basic parts to a generator there. And here's some photos of the generator. Cool stuff. So anyways, the entrance to the park is over that a ways. But here is where the little pond used to be at. Which is now, looks like it's really shallow, like maybe a foot too deep. Looks like they're trying to do some improvements to it. But if we walk this way, it'll take us to the dam site over here. Hope you guys are having a great Memorial Day weekend here. I decided to take vacation, so I'm off the whole entire week here from what was Friday to next Sunday. So I have the whole week off, so you might see me a little bit on here, taking you around, showing you some cool stuff. I'm quite curious of what they're doing in here. So there used to be a bridge that went across this little channel here, and people used to fish off of it. This was like a I think this was like a kids one. It was, I think, up to 14 years old you could fish off of here. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one, but that's as far as I can remember. But hopefully this will get back to how it used to be. I don't know how long it's going to take them to do all the work in here, but hopefully it'll look real nice afterwards. This little sign talks about the cable roller mill. The Dart brothers located the first grist mill in Kootenai County next to the same natural mill race that Post used for a sawmill. The brothers began processing grain in 1889. That fall, they advertised in the Post Fall Gazette to pay cash for 50,000 bushels of wheat. The mill continued to grind local grain until after the turn of the century. The city of Post Falls was incorporated 2 years after the mill began operations. So that's the little grist mill there. Pretty cool. And I imagine it was somewhere around where we're standing. Oh yes, I will enjoy my vacation, Kelly. Especially because I don't have to work. The best part. You can see there's an old bridge that goes across down there. Can't really see it too great from this angle, but we'll have a view of it around when we get to the top. It's a nice day. Besides the clouds, it is about 78 degrees outside today, so pretty nice day. Any day where it's not completely downpouring on you is a good day. So here's the overlook here, and this talks about the bridge coming up. All right, so that is a Vista High Bridge. Yeah, the clouds are kind of rolling in overhead here, Kelly. I'm sure that, I think we're supposed to get rain tomorrow. It's supposed to be quite a bit cooler tomorrow. I think like high 50s, 60s or something. But anyways, Vista High Bridge. The concrete arch bridge before you was designed by the Washington Water Power Company in 1929. Grant Smith and the Company of Spokane finished construction of the bridge the following year at a total cost of $22,948, which I'm sure in today's money is probably like close to $1 million or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a fancy mathematician, old guy, you know. The bridge replaced a wooden structure which provided both railroad and motor vehicle access to the island during the construction of the dam and the powerhouse. Contrasting its graceful arch design against the ruggedness of the river's gorge, the bridge is not only beautiful, but it is also functional and durable. It continues to serve as the only access to the island for maintenance and operation of the Post Falls hydroelectric development. You can see they've got a picture of the engineering plans for the bridge. Pretty neat. It's an older picture of it. It's pretty cool, guys. We'll turn around and walk back towards this way here, and we're almost in a position where we can see the Post Falls Dam here. I'm kind of local to the area, so it only takes me like a couple hours to get over here. So I was in town anyway. I had to get a new light fixture for my garage. So decided to come over here and check out some stuff, and this kind of was a last minute decision by me to come over here. And I figured this would be nice to check out because I haven't been here in quite some time. It's been like 4 or 5 years since I've been out here at this place. So here's the dam. Yeah, it is definitely one of these places that if you're ever in this area here, have to come and check out. There's actually quite a few things in this little tiny area to come check out historical wise if you're interested in that type of stuff. There's a treaty signing spot just over that ways from here, like not even probably a mile or so from here. There was a treaty signing spot right here where all these guys are at. There's some old bolts, because I think this was the location of one of the old dam pieces here. I think the sign tells you about it. And here is the sign for the Post Falls Dam. The Post Falls Hydroelectric Project on the Spokane River in northern Idaho began operating in 1906 to provide power for local industries. The plant continues to generate electricity today, using most of the same equipment as installed more than 100 years ago. In northwestern Idaho, about 9 miles west of Coeur d'Alene Lake, the Spokane River splits into 3 channels, each with a natural falls. Just downstream of the falls, the 3 channels rejoin. In the late 1800s, pioneer Frederick Post discovered this site and immediately recognized its development potential. He built a dam across the river's north channel to divert flow to his sawmill. You see the original North Channel Dam built by him, an illustration. The Timber Crib Dam was about 20 feet high with several logs thick. Historic photographs show the dam was built using layers of long logs connected with layers of short logs. The dam did not have head gates, so water flowed over the entire dam during periods of high flow. In 1904, the newly formed Washington Water Power Company purchased the Post site and began making plans to develop a hydroelectric facility. The new hydro plant at Post Falls would provide power to mines nearly 100 miles away via the longest high-voltage transmission line in the world at that time. The wooden dam Post had erected at the site was so well constructed that Washington Water Power used it as a cofferdam when building the North Channel Dam. The North Channel Dam features an L-shaped spillway with 8 21-foot wide sluiceways running east and west, and one 110-foot wide sluiceway running north and south, perpendicular to the river's main channel. Since its completion, the Post Falls project has served as an important source of electricity for the operations of mines, mills, factories, city businesses, and railways in northern Idaho and eastern Washington. Today, Avista Corp manages the falls and the hydroelectric generation. This was a picture of the dam in 2012 there. Here's an older picture of the dam. That is the North Channel Dam in 1948. Still looks an awful lot like today. There's a man fishing near the South Channel Dam. Yeah. Totally, Kelly. There's the South Channel Dam being constructed in 1906. There's the North Channel Dam construction in December 14th of 1905.
Not all of it, that one down
And you can see here they're beginning construction of the dam in 1905. And you can see the coffer dam behind it there. Pretty neat.
That one is like
Here is your shrouded view of the waterfall. We'll get down closer here. There's another spot. You can see where those people are down there. That's a better spot to see it. But again, there's footings here. I think they had like a support cable that ran across here to the other side, if I remember right. I can't really see it from this angle, looking across there. I'm sure there's some more signs over here that'll tell us about all this stuff. But you can see, like out here, there's some more little support pieces, like to run lines to keep things upright. I thought there was a sign that talked about them, but I don't know if they took it out or not, or if it's down here a ways. We'll figure it out though. Again, apologize for the shaky cam. My gimbal's dead, so I'm having to do this by hand. Switching hands, and you can see my shaky hand action when I'm walking. All right.
Wait, I want to get kind of.
You can see the beautiful dam here. They got this thing closed off pretty well. I've been out here when this thing's been at full rip roar, and it's pretty nuts. You get the spray off the rocks over here, and it gets you right in the face. Well, it looks, I don't know where this one used to run. I think that went back towards the park there, but probably they have it closed because of construction here. Check this out, guys. I'll let you hear the sights and sounds of the waterfall here. So relaxing. Oh, I just noticed something new that they put across on the other side there. There's like a little viewing spot where you can see the other side of the dam from here. That's kind of neat. I never noticed that before. I think that's something new. Well, let's read the sign. It'll tell us some more about the North Channel Dam. Silver Valley Mining Interests sold this hydroelectric site to Washington Water Power in 1901 so that reliable electric power can be provided to the mines around Kellogg, Wallace, and Burke, Idaho. To bring power to these North Idaho mines, Washington Water Power built what was in 1901 the world's longest high-voltage transmission line. In 1906, the Post Falls project, which included 3 dams, began generating electricity. One of the other major users of the power from this project was the electric train that ran between Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. The project is one of the finest examples of early 20th century hydroelectric technology in the Northwest. The initial installed capacity was 11,240 kilowatts. In 1980, projection capacity was increased to 18,000 kilowatts. That's a lot of kilowatts. The Post Falls project is part of the system of dams along the Spokane River. Together, these facilities generate needed electrical power and provide numerous recreational opportunities for the public. Got some more pictures. Here's when they were building the dam. Just imagine what this looked like back in 1900. Just looking at that picture. These guys scaling all of those rocks, and there being a little train line right next to there that just suddenly drops off. Don't go too far. That is insane. This says illustrations of the construction of the North Channel Dam by Beverly Jaquish, and the photos were provided by Avista. Another picture of the construction. Systems of rails and carts were used to move equipment and supplies. That looks quite damp. And there's the world's longest high voltage transmission line back when it was created. And that's what it used to look like back in the day. Early power generation. That's crazy. There's another sign here that talks about Frederick Post log dam. And it says, Frederick Post began to develop the industrial potential of the falls in about 1879. One project was to build a log dam to increase the water flow through the mill race. Post dam was L-shaped, much like the present dam. It was built with alternating layers of logs and logs going across the channel and short logs going parallel to the channel to tie in the structure together. It is estimated to have been about 20 feet high. The dam was several logs thick, but the exact thickness is not known. Photographs indicate a tightly built structure, which none of them show any large amount of seepage. There were no head gates, so water flowed over the dam at high water. The dam was so well built that Washington Water Power simply added a few feet on top to serve as a cofferdam while they built the new one. There's the man himself, Frederick Post. That had to have been a cool looking dam. Too bad we weren't around to see it. Yeah, Post Falls is a pretty cool place. Man, just looking at these pictures and you can just hearing the water in the background. It makes these pictures kind of come alive. It's crazy. So cool, guys. Well, we can walk down and back over. I think that I can take you guys over to the other side there. We can check it out, check out what it looks like from the opposite side, looking towards this thing. That'd be kind of a good perspective. Let's go ahead and do that. So yeah, the boardwalk here like used to go to the lower level there and it would wrap around, but it's closed until they fix what they've got going on there. Kelly says hi.
Hi, Kelly.
Did you hear her? She said hi. If you guys go on Google Maps, you can see some of the old pictures of this. Just look up Falls Park and you guys can see how this used to look like before they started construction on this. This has been under construction for at least a year or two now. So I don't know when. I'm sure they have a page that tells you about what's going on here, but I'm not sure. It is a nice little hike. It's like alternates between up and down and flat. So it's not a bad little exercise for me. Getting my exercise for sure. And as always, I enjoy hanging out with you guys in the chat. So, if you guys have any questions about anything, fire away, because I'm here for you guys. Oh, we can get a good shot of this for you. You can see this penstock. You guys should see my Google Maps. I have to share it with you. But Man, I spend so much time just like looking around on Google Maps. It's insane. And I've starred like so many places. There's some cool things that I don't know if you guys are familiar about with Google Maps too. Like, you can go back in time. They have like photos from all the way back in like 2007. I think when they first started doing the Google Map thing. But it's kind of cool to see like the last like 20 years of change that's happened. Like everywhere, you can look at Spokane and you can see it, like cool things that from back in the day that you kind of sometimes forgot about. Like, oh yeah, that used to be there. I have some stuff I haven't shared with you guys yet either. So I've been around a lot. I've been in Idaho, I've been in Montana, I've been in Oregon, I've been in Colorado. Like, Colorado is one of my favorite places to go visit. There's so much cool old mining history stuff down there. And just the scenery in Colorado is awesome. Yeah, all that stuff is pretty cool, Kelly. Museums and stuff. Me particularly, I like railroad museums. So, I recorded a little snippet of this. This is the first penstock here that they built, that Frederick Post built. And this first headgate has been restored with native Douglas fir, and it has a cog track that meshed with the cog gear wheel, and it could be raised and lowered to control the water. And it remains as a remnant of the story of water and the development of both Post Falls and Spokane Valley. So this is the first headgate that they use to control water in here. You guys can see there's a sign that shows you exactly where we are in accordance to the dam. That's pretty cool. All these like weeping willow trees and the giant, I think these are I forget what these are called. I see these quite frequently. Oh, they're locust trees. That's right. They got the flowers on them. And like first coming into here, it just smells so fragrant. Besides the fragrance of that, had to mention that. So you guys can see, here's a picture of Post Falls. So we're right here, and there's another dam in a different spot over here. There's a Vista Bridge that we looked at. The Falls Park. There's our little parking area where we're at right now. The Corbin Ditch is just up the road from us there. They've got Centennial Trail access here. And then we're gonna walk over like right here. There's a little spot that looks over the dam there. But this is the whole entirety of Post Falls. Now here's a little better one of this general area as I nearly fall over. I almost tripped on the bench that's behind me. I didn't see it. Pretty cool. This one shows you like all the tree little spots on this map are where the parks are here. There's cool spots all over the place down here. So that's neat. And of course we've got more historical stuff here that talks about history and development of the area, which I think we've read pretty much everything about 3 times because it's a lot of the same information. So, but you will be well informed coming down here. That's for sure. You guys can see the little orange car I'm driving that today. Orange Mobile. Because that's who I am. I'm Mr. Orange. I don't know if we can walk this way. I think we can. Yep, there's a path this way. Post Falls Landings Amphitheater. My throat's getting a little dry. This side that I'm on right now? Huh. I don't really feel like being a rebel today, so I'll pocket that idea and maybe revisit it sometime else, but I'm not the most energetic fellow either. I've already walked quite a bit already, and I'm a little tired. Just wanted to show you guys what this looks like over here, because this is brand new. Look at they did a great job of planting flowers in here. So is this on this path that I'm walking right now, or is this back behind me on the Vista Road? Boy, these trees are really fragrant right now. So cool. It's like that, smelling that and burgers mixed together. It's quite an interesting combination. kind of making the fella a little hungry. I'm trying to keep this as stable as possible for you guys. It's just my walking style is not really conducive to me holding a camera with just my hand. That's why I try to use the gimbal, so it reduces that. But it's dead. It's charging currently in the car. I was going to use it for this, but I went to turn it on and it was flashing at me, and I said, oops, I must have forgot the last time from the last adventure I was on. Oh, look at these. That's pretty cool, like the blend between green and yellow and the white flowers. That's a neat little plant. Anybody know what this might be? All I know is it looks pretty neat. Oh, this looks like a great area to have a picnic. And they've got tables over here too. Hot dang, I think I found another eatery spot. Not to mention, I keep smelling burgers and it's making me hungry. So here we can see the top side of the dam. It looks like they are doing some sort of work here. Are they making like a new... I wonder what they're doing here, because it looks like they're making another walking trail that goes across almost up to the top of the dam. That's interesting. Now I'm gonna have to look this stuff up. So across the river, you could kind of see it. I don't have very good zoom capabilities when I'm live, but straight across over here, that's Cuemlin Park over there. I always, whenever I'm over here, I kind of go over there and sit and eat in the park. It's kind of a neat little spot. But I think I found my new food spot when I'm over here. Eating Freddy's over here, man. That's where it's at right now. Oh, I need to sit down. This is pretty cool, guys. And this is running pretty high because they got it shut off. Probably the summer height for this area. Whereas, interestingly, the Columbia River right now is still really low, and I heard that that's because they're working on the dam right now, Grand Coulee Dam. I was over there last night, checking out the little area. There's like a little area that takes you out to the beach, and it was so far down. I was like, whoa. But I'll edit that one. It's going to be like a little short video for you guys. That was last night. It looks like there's some sort of spot up there. You can see, I don't know if you guys could see the caution tape up there, but I'm curious of what that is over there. Is there another like walking path across here on the opposite side? Looks like maybe a rough trail or something. Interesting. If anybody knows, let me know. What was that? It was a critter? Guess we'll see when he pops back up. Here, critter. Here, critter, critter, critter. Come back. Make you famous. Wonder if it's a beaver. Oh, there is a little guy right over there. He's swimming away from us. Yeah, this is really neat. We're almost on the, can't really see the other pieces of the dam here, but like we're on the one finger of the other dam is like right around that bend over there where they have all the safety barrier up. And then I think the far finger of this dam is way up there by Kielumlin, or however you say it. I'm not sure. This is a pretty neat spot. Really cool. There's like some sort of abandoned structure way up there on the hill. Like you could see like one wall. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right there. Pretty cool though. Well, my friends, I think that's going to do it for me out here at the dam. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this look at the Post Falls Dam and our little nature walk. And as always, my friends, I'm kind of botching the end of this video, but oh, you're talking about the other side of the river. Okay, I might have to take a look at that at some point in the future. Thank you for the suggestion, though. I appreciate it. And if you guys have any other suggestions you want to pass along, maybe you find something that you think I'd be interested in looking at, let me know in the comments. And as always, my friends, I'll see you somewhere around here in the next one. Adventure on. Have a good night, guys. And happy trails. And have a good, safe Memorial Day end of your weekend.